Good, so let's start the practice this morning. We'll actually start standing. Let's do a little bit of movement and warm up some of the joints, and then we'll come down and back onto the floor and work over there. So just come to a standing posture on your mat with the feet just about hip width wide. Good, bring your hands down beside you. And then as you feel ready, close your eyes or bring your gaze down to the floor in front of you. And start to feel the support of the legs. And with the support of the legs, start to now notice the length in your torso. The effortlessness of your breath. The release of the shoulders away from the ears. And then the lift of the crown upwards. As you continue to flow in and out with your breath, bring that awareness with it. Noticing the expansion of the rib cage. The softening of the rib cage. Three more breaths. And then slowly and gently you can open your eyes, lift your gaze, and we'll start movement over here. As you inhale, gently start to lift the arms out and up overhead. As you exhale, release them all the way back and down beside you. Good, we'll do that 2 more times, letting the breath, which we have already established a pattern for, guide this movement. This next time as your hands come up, go ahead and soften the elbows, clasp your fingers, turn the palms out and away from you, and continue to lengthen, reaching the base of the wrist away from you. Upper arms will come close to the ears. Take 1 full breath here. Inhale again. And then as you exhale, tilt the torso over to one side. As you reach over, press the arm on the side you're leaning on even further away, pulling the opposite arm over, feeling that stretch deepen on the opposite side. Inhale, come back to the center. And we'll repeat on the other side. As you exhale, move into the side, reach that bottom arm away from you, pulling the top arm over. And then inhale, come back up, upright. And then exhale, release the hands, both of them back and down beside you. Good, we'll go back into the same lift again. Inhale and reach. This time though, clasp the hands with the non-dominant hand or the other side. When you're ready, stretch fully all the way, the hands out and up overhead. Take a nice full breath here. And this time start on the other side to feel for the side stretch. So inhale fully at the center, and then as you exhale, lean over, and then reach that bottom arm out away from you, pulling the left arm over. Notice how it feels different with the non-dominant hand helping you in this stretch. Inhale, come back to the center, and then exhale over to the other side. Again, bringing the base of the wrist away from you on the bottom hand. Slight pull on the top. If you feel any strain in your lower spine, make sure that the navel's hugging the spine, protecting that lower back. Inhale back up to the center, and once again, unclasp the hands, releasing the hands down beside you. Good, shake out the hands, releasing any tightness you created within them. Good, we'll go into a slightly wider stance. So bringing the big toe and the inner edge of your heel on the edge of your mat, let the rest of the toes fall away to the floor. Good, so you're about mat width wide. Even if you're facing the long side of the mat, you want the feet maybe about 2.5 feet wide. Good, inhale and reach hands in line with the shoulder. And we'll continue for that side stretch. This time, release the right hand down and left fingers up to the ceiling. Good, get a nice length on the top fingers. As you exhale, bring the fingers down on the bottom hand. Reach them as low as you can get them toward the floor, but continue to reach the top arm up. Good, and then over here now, bring awareness to that bottom rib cage, the right side, and then gently move that bottom rib cage slightly forward. You might find that your shoulders have started to stack one on top of the other. Inhale, come back to the center. Exhale to the other side, bringing the left palm down, right fingers up to the ceiling. Reach on the next inhale, the fingers up as far up as you can, away from the shoulders. And then on the exhale, start to reach the bottom fingers down. Going as far as you can go comfortably. Take one more full breath here, allowing the body to become comfortable in this space. And then as you stay here for another 2 breaths, now this time bring the bottom rib cage slightly forward, allowing the shoulders to stack one on top of the other. Good, the breath should be smooth and effortless. And then the next inhale, come right back up. This time we'll exhale both hands back down beside you. Notice the rushing of the blood to the tips of your fingers now, especially on the arm that was up on top. Take a moment. Good, we'll go into a twist here. So inhale and reach hands out in line with the shoulders. And as you exhale, movement comes from the base of the spine. So start to slowly turn the torso over to the left, going only as far as you can so that your base of the spine is what's turning. There is no movement in the hip, in the pelvis right now. And then inhale, come right back up. So movement is in the spine, not in the hip joint. As you exhale to the other side, same thing. Twisting just enough so you may not be fully into the twist, and that's quite all right. Inhale, come back to the center. We'll do that one more time. And back to the center. And over as you exhale to the other side. And back to the center. Exhale, release both hands back down beside you. Bring this time the feet back in. Take a moment to pause. Notice all the changes that we've already initiated in the body. If you'd like, you can close your eyes and come back to that space of Samasthiti with the feet still supporting you. So inside and outside edge of the feet, toes and heels are completely providing that full support. With the support of the legs, the feet and the legs actually, go ahead and start to notice the length in the torso. The openness and the widening of the collarbone. Lengthening of the back of the neck as you find the crown lifting to the sky. And slowly, if you have the eyes closed, go ahead and open the eyes. And we're going to start from here, a gentle twisting again. You're welcome to keep the feet the way it is and try it this way. If that doesn't work, you are welcome to bring the feet apart. Make sure that there is not any kind of major constriction or or tightness in your hips. So we'll start with the hands, fingers together at the heart center. Bring the other hand back at your sacrum. As you gently release on the exhale, the chin down to the collarbone. We'll start on the inhale. Gaze stays at the thumb. Inhaling, open the fingers wide and let the arm come out as far out and back as you can go. This movement is only in the turning of the head, not in the spine right now. And then exhale, bring the fingers together and then bring it to the opposite shoulder. Gaze still follows the thumb. Starting from here, open wide. And then as you exhale, bring the fingers back to the opposite shoulder. One more time. Full breath in. And then as you exhale and bring the fingers to the opposite shoulder, release. On the next inhale, the hand back down, and we'll change sides. Bringing now the other hand back behind you. Right fingers at the back and left fingers at your heart center. Inhale, open wide the fingers as you gently turn the head. Arm goes only as far back as you are comfortable to bring your gaze. Fingers together all the way up to the opposite shoulder and then start from here. One last move. Full breath, slow, gentle, effortless, on its way in and on its way out. And then release the hands, both of them come back down beside you. Good, shake out your legs. Good, we'll get a little bit of a stretch in the legs, so go ahead and with the hands at the hip crease, bring the right foot forward, flex the toes in toward your face. And then bring the same leg back and bring the top of the foot back so that you can gently press and open through that top of the foot. Welcome, Randy. Good, and then we'll go to the other side. Bring the other leg out. Go ahead and flex the left toes in toward your shins. And then bring the same leg all the way back. And then release that foot. Good, once again, shake it out. Good, bring once again the feet out. This time as we go into the twist, we're going to go ahead and allow the torso to go with the movement, lifting the opposite heel. So inhale, both hands out in line with the shoulders. And then as you start your exhale, go ahead and twist the torso along with the spine, lifting the opposite heel and bringing your gaze over to the back fingers. Slowly as you exhale, come back to the center, release the foot. And then as you start the exhale on the other side, it's the same move. Go ahead and move as far back the gaze to the back fingers as you can, and then come back to the center. Good, we'll try that 2 more times. A lot of times what the body wants to do is to shift the weight over to the side that you're leaning on. So keep that back heel pressing into the floor so the movement stays in the spine. Just the lift of the heel will just give you a little bit more facilitated movement in the twist. Turning and moving with your breath. Keeping that movement in the spine. Your arms go with you because you are twisting the spine. Otherwise, they stay reaching out from the shoulder all the way to the tip of the fingers. Good, and then as you finish it up on the other side, Come back to the center. Take a moment to pause over here as you exhale and release your hands. Bring the feet back together. Good. We're going to try half sun salutations for the forward fold. So go ahead when you're ready. Inhale, this time the hands in front of you. Lift the hands out and up. With the softness in the knees now, go ahead and start to come, bringing the torso forward. Arms come down beside you. And then let the chin come to the collarbone. Crown reaches down. Good. Inhale and reach. Hands straight out in front of you. And come right back up with the support of the legs. If it feels good, lift the sternum, move into a very gentle back arching movement. Come back upright, and we'll start from here again. Inhale, fully reach the hands up. Exhale, hinge, and come all the way forward. Relax the hands, chin to the collarbone, crown to the floor. Good. And then when you're ready, inhale and come up. Nice support of the legs, reach of the hands, lift of the sternum into a very gentle back arch. And we'll repeat from here one more time. Inhale, come up, back to upright. As you exhale, hinge from the hips, bending the knees, come into the forward fold. This time we're going to pause in the forward fold. So just allow for as much of a bend as you need in your knees. Let the chin come to the collarbone. Soften completely. Now, if you would like to go for the next step, you're welcome to do that. Otherwise, you can just stay here for another 2 breaths. But if you'd like to feel a little deeper stretch on the back of the leg, when you're ready for the next inhale, lengthen the torso, still keeping it in a forward fold, just ever so slightly forward. And then as you exhale, straighten one leg at the knee. You will feel a nice stretch on that on the back of that leg. Inhaling again, nice soft length in the torso, bending that knee. And as you exhale, we'll do that on the other side. Good. One more time on each side. Slow, gentle movement. Feeling that stretch on the back of the leg. And then as you come back to the center, once again, bend the knees slightly. Reach the hands straight out in front of you. Lengthen the torso, reach the hands, and come back with the support of the legs and the arms all the way up, moving back into a gentle back arch. And then come upright. This time, bring the hands together to the heart center in prayer. Closing your eyes if it feels right. Otherwise, the gaze down to the floor. Take 2 full breaths. Good, and then slowly and gently open the eyes. We're going to go into the sun salutation. So if you're going to use the blocks or have them and would like to use them, we'll start with the blocks in front of the mat, which is where we'll start for our practice as well. So coming to the top of the mat with the feet just about hip width wide. When you're ready, inhale and reach. Hands can come any which way, up to the top, out through the side, or up in the front. Gentle back arch. And then as you exhale, just like we did before, hinge slowly with the softness in the knee at the hips, come into the forward fold. If you're using the blocks at this point, your hands will come on top of the block. Inhale the right foot back to lunge. Bring that back knee down. If you're not using the blocks, your hands will come down to the floor so that the tips of your fingers are on the floor. Lengthen as you inhale again, the torso lifting it up. Front knee will come slightly forward past your ankles. On the next inhale, go ahead and press your palms to the floor, moving the blocks away. Knees come in line with each other. Pressing your palms to the floor, rock forward the weight of the body, shoulders on top of your wrists. Toes are curled under, so make sure that you use the knees, the toes, and the hands for the next move. Gently rock the weight of the body forward. Pelvis comes down. As you start to come down, bend your elbows and gently continue to release. Lower back, lower abdomen, upper abdomen, chest and chin to the floor. As you come all the way down, uncurl the top of the foot. Bring the elbows in close toward the body. And now use the whole lower body, pressing the top of the hip, thighs, shins, and top of the ankles into the floor. Lengthen the crown forward on that inhale and lift up to cobra. It's our baby cobra. You can go, if you would like, with your hands in front of you to give you that nice lift here as well, to a modification of Sphinx. Take one full breath here. And then curl the toes under, press your palms into the floor. Keep a soft engagement of the navel as you come up to plank. And we'll pause in the plank for 2 full breaths. And then on an exhale, gently bend the knees, press the chest back to the thighs, lift the tailbone to come to our very first down dog of this morning's practice. One full breath while you wait here, relaxing and lengthening the spine. For the next move, you have a choice. You can go from here, swinging the right foot all the way forward for the lunge. Otherwise, come to all fours. If you use the blocks going down, bring the blocks back into play, and then bring the right foot forward for the lunge. Keep the back knee down, and then go ahead and once again, lift the torso up, moving into the space so that you have the ability for a full breath to move to the base of the lungs. Front knee slightly past your ankle. Good, and then next inhale, bring the back knee off the floor, front knee on top of your ankle, and then exhale, back foot to the front for the full forward fold. Inhaling, softness in the knees, reach the hands straight out in front of you, support of the legs, reach of the arms, and the lift of the sternum, moving into gentle back arch, coming upright, exhale, hands to the heart center in prayer. Good, 1/2 of the sun salutation done. We're gonna go to the other side, same process. Inhale and lift, gentle back arch. Exhale and fold, softness in the knees, torso all the way forward. When you're ready, with the hands either beside you or on the blocks, inhale the left foot back for the lunge. As the back knee comes down, lift the torso, nice full length. And then moving the blocks aside if you have them, bring the palms down to the floor as you release the front knee back. Rock the weight of the body forward, shoulders on top of the wrist. And if you would like to go into knees, chest, and chin, this would be a good time for you to try that. If you're doing the knees, chest, and chin, which in Sanskrit is called Ashtanga Pranam, you want to make sure that you are using only 8 parts of the body. Toes, knees, hands, chest, and chin. Hips will stay off the floor, shoulders are relaxed. And then pull forward when you're ready. Inhale, uncurl the top of the foot, lift the sternum. Cobra. And then on the next inhale, when you're ready to come up, curl the toes, press the palms, engage the navel, and come up to plank. 2 full breaths as you pause here. And then take a nice full breath in, and as you exhale, bend the knee, press the chest back to your thighs, coming into the down dog. Let the body soften in this space, lengthening the spine, lifting the tailbone. And then when you're ready, we'll move from here into the lunge. You can swing, if you would like, the left foot forward, bringing the back knee down. If not, bring the knees down, bring the hands on the blocks, and come up to that low lunge. Once again, lifting the sternum. And then when you're ready, lift the back knee, exhale, back foot to the front, full forward fold. Inhaling, reach the hands in front of you, softness in the knees, lengthen the torso, reach of the hands and back into gentle back arch. Coming upright, hands come together to the heart center in prayer. Good, take once again the awareness back to your breath. Closing your eyes if it feels right. Noticing how you have changed the moment, with the movement, the breath pattern. Noticing the warmth in the joints, the strength in your muscles. All this awareness and observation comes with gentleness and softness. There is no judgment either. Good. Slowly release the hands as you open your eyes. We'll go ahead and move from here to Warrior One and Warrior Two flow from here. So we'll start with the right foot slightly turned out. Let's start at the back of the mat. Let's turn the right foot slightly out and the medium step forward with your left foot. Now keep in mind that you want a stable stance, so you can have the feet wide if you would like, mat width wide. But try to keep the stride a little bit short. Don't take a very long, generous step here. Good. And then when you are ready, we're going to move with just one hand. So we're going to try the opposite hand for the lift compared to the front leg. So bring now your left hand back behind you at the sacrum. When you're ready to inhale, lunge into the front knee and lift the front arm, right arm out and up. Again, moving into the gentle back arch. And then as you exhale, straighten the leg and bring the front leg back down. So if I were to do that from the side, you want to make sure as you come into that lift that you have that nice gentle lift of the sternum with full support of the leg. So you don't want that bend in the back knee. You do want the back leg supporting you. So you will feel a nice stretch all the way from the deep psoas muscle on the front of that back leg, all the way down through the top of the thigh. And this time, as you come down, go ahead and relax the hands down, bring the feet back together, and we'll change sides. Turning the left toes out, stepping forward with the right. Good. This gives us a chance to warm through the hip joints, even as we start to feel the openness of the rib cage and the length in the torso. So start with the right hand back behind you. As you inhale, lunge into the front knee. Lift the left leg, left arm out and up, and then exhale and come down. Good. Inhale and lunge. Make sure to reach the sternum out and up toward the ceiling. Back leg has no bend in it. One more time. Good, and then bring the feet back together. However you bring them in, come back to the back of the mat, and we're gonna do this flow over again. We'll have a couple more postures introduced in there. So we'll start once again with right foot out, left foot forward. Good, this time we'll use both hands. So as you lunge into the front knee, come into the warrior. This is Warrior One. Allow for the body to sink in the space as you pause here for one full breath. Take another full breath here, reach the top fingers up. As you exhale, open wide the torso, just the torso in your arms to the long side of the mat to Warrior Two. Bring the gaze to the front fingers. Inhale fully here. As you exhale, navel hugs the spine. Gently and slowly turn the torso forward, coming to warrior one. Good, we'll do that one more time. Inhale right here. If you would like, if it's easier for you, go ahead and bring the fingers, index fingers together and reach the hand up. And that gives you the ability to keep that nice length in the torso. Is that your back knee that's calling out, Sandra? The front knee? Okay, don't lunge too deep into that front knee, and make sure that you have that openness as you come into it, coming from the inner thigh out to the knee. So if you have any kind of hip or knee issue, make sure that both legs are working efficiently and that you're not forcing that lunge. Good, make sure you move only on the exhale. So navel hugs the spine as you exhale over, opening to the long side of the mat if you haven't already done that. Good, inhale right here and then exhale, turn back to the center and then straighten the leg, bring the feet back together. Good, one way to prevent that cramping or the pain in your knee is to make sure that both your feet are doing equal amount of weightlifting. Make sure that the inside and the outside edge of the feet are working. Make sure that the back heel especially is spilling the weight out through the outside edge of the back heel. The lift comes through the inner thigh. We'll go to the other side. Let's go ahead and now once the feet are together, we'll press the other foot forward and repeat the same movement. Gently when you inhale, reach both hands out and up to the ceiling. Exhale, navel hugs the spine, gently open wide. Good. And then inhale right here, and then exhale, navel hugs the spine as you come right back up. So the movement is in the torso, a little bit in the hips, but mainly in the torso. Good. One last time, go with your breath at your pace. Good, and then as you finish up, go ahead and release the hands, straighten the leg, bring the feet back together. Good, take a moment to walk it off. Good, and we'll go back into the warrior one posture, this time with a forward fold and a twist added to it. So as you come back to the back of the mat, turning the right toe, step forward with the left. Inhale and lunge into the front knee. Both arms come out and up overhead, keeping now the front knee still bent. As you exhale, hinge forward from the hips. Reach the hands forward and then release them all the way down. If you'd like to use the blocks, feel free to bring the blocks on both sides of the foot. Inhale, lengthen the torso. As you exhale, straighten the front leg, folding further the torso into the forward fold. Inhale, lengthen slowly, bending the knee, lifting the torso just ever so slightly, and then exhale and fold. Good, one more time. I'm going to turn sideways so you can see the movement over here. So the torso is folded forward and the chest stays upon your thigh even as you straighten the front leg. And then as you lengthen, chest still stays there. There's length in the torso. And one last time, exhale, straighten the front leg. Fold forward, chin to the collarbone, crown toward the floor. Now stay in this space and let's use the block. Bring the block, if you have it, on the inside of the foot. If you don't have it, you can bring your hand either at your mid-shin, if you're comfortable with it on the floor. And then bring that left hand at your left hip crease. That's the front arm. Lengthen the torso as you inhale, still keeping the chest upon your thigh. And then when you're ready, slowly and gently twist the torso. Movement is again in the spine rather than in the pelvis. Pelvis stays level. So continue to pull back ever so slightly from that front hip to keep that length in the torso being your guiding movement here. When you have reached that space where you have moved the body in the twist as far or as little as it can go for right now, enjoy this space. If you'd like to deepen the space, you're welcome to reach the top hand out and up. You don't have to go there. You can always bring that hand to the opposite hip crease to deepen that twist. And then slowly, when you're ready, unwind. If your hand is up, go ahead and bring it forward. Front knee is still straight. Take your torso a little further forward into the forward fold. Then next inhale, lengthen the torso, bend the front knee, reach the hands out, and with that breath still coming in, come back into the warrior one. And then exhale, straighten the front leg. Release the hands, bring the feet back together. Good. Take a moment to notice the difference on the two sides. And we'll go ahead and do that on the other side, starting once again at the back of the mat. Turning this time the left toes out, right foot forward, or the other side, whichever way you went. Good, and we'll flow. Inhale and reach hands out and up as you lunge into the front knee. Exhale and fold, slowly and gently coming forward, releasing from the hinge at the hip, the torso forward. Front knee is bent. Take a nice full breath here, lengthen the torso, and then slowly as you exhale, straighten that front leg. Good, we'll do that 2 more times. Inhale, lengthen the torso. Exhale, straighten the front leg. And this time as you exhale and come into that nice straight front leg, go ahead and let the torso stay folding forward for 1 full breath. Then bring the hand to the inside of the foot, or if you're using the block, bring the block at whichever height that feels right for you. Once your opposite arm is on the block, bring your hand at the hip crease, the front hand at the hip crease. Straighten a little bit more the torso as you lengthen it with an inhale. As you exhale, start to twist the torso over to that front leg. Making sure that the movement stays in the spine and not in the hips. Good, and if you feel comfortable over here, you're welcome to bring the top hand out and up. You don't have to, but you can try. If not, bring the top hand at the opposite hip crease, which still gives you the ability to move the torso into a deeper twisting space. On the next inhale, lengthen the torso. As you exhale, fold forward. Front leg is still straight. Allow 1 more time the torso to fold into this full forward fold. Parshva Uttanasana, oftentimes called the pyramid pose. A deep stretch on the front leg. Next, inhale, bend the knees. Reach the hands straight in front of you. Equal support from the back leg as you lift with that inhale, the torso up, sternum up, gentle back arch. And then as you exhale, release the hands, straighten the front leg. Good, and bring the feet back together. Good, take a moment as you come in Samasthiti, or in mountain as we call it. Feet are just about hip width wide. Joints stacked one on top of the other. Notice once again your breath. Notice the expansion of the rib cage, the softening of the rib cage. Notice how all of these movements have allowed your mind to slow down the thought processes. This is the connection we want to focus upon. The calmness of your breath brings you the calmness of your mind. The openness and the warmth in your body is also guided with the calmness of your breath. Next, inhale, slowly and gently open your eyes. We're going to go from here into a squat. But we'll go through the goddess pose. So bring your feet slightly wider than your mat to start. Turn the toes out away from the midline. As you inhale, bring the hands out. And then as you start to exhale, bend the knees, bend your elbows, and come into the goddess pose. As you inhale, come back to that nice, what we call oftentimes a 5-pointed star. And then come back to goddess pose. Slowly and gently opening in this space and then straightening the legs and coming back up. There's a lot of movement going on in the hip joints. So work with the rest of the joints to help you warm that space. Use the core as well to bring yourself in that space. One more time, we'll flow through here. And this time as you come into the goddess pose, we'll stay here. Open wide a little bit, the elbows. Let your palms go back as well. So there's a little bit of a back arching sensation in your spine. And now gently bring the navel to hug your spine, taking away from that strain in your lower spine. Good, take one more breath here. Sink a little deeper if it feels right for you to do so. Good, and now go ahead and bring your hands forward and then elbows on top of your knees and the palms at the center. It can come in prayer or you can bring the tips of your fingers to each other. Good, we are almost in a half squat here. If you would like, you can bring your hands down. You can even use, if you would like, the blocks over here. Good, and now slowly and gently walk the feet in slightly closer to each other. Keep your elbows pressing into your knees and come down to the squat. Nice, very nice. If it feels unnecessary to keep the heels off the floor, you're welcome to keep the heels off the floor. If it feels comfortable to bring the heels down, go ahead and bring the heels down. If you need to use the block, go ahead and bring the block at whichever height you need to at the back to bring yourself into this comfortable space. Or not so comfortable space. If this is something that it just does not work for your body, it's quite all right. Keep in mind, it's your practice. Come to the floor in the space that feels right or in a posture that feels right. Good, and then slowly release the hands. Good. I'm not sure if we want to try the crow pose or the bakasana. If you would like to try it, since we are in a squat position, we're going to bring the hands in front of us, just slightly wider than the shoulders. Spread the fingers really wide so that you can snuggle the fingertips into the floor. Good, and then lift the heels up off the floor. Bring your elbows on the inside of the knees. Good, and then lift the hips up just enough so that you can bring the toes in a little closer and then ride the knees up to the upper arms. Now it's possible that this is your posture. You can just stay here. So instead of letting the head fall forward and the rounding of the back giving you a movement in your center of gravity. See if you can gently engage the core, reach the crown forward. Keep that length in the torso. Good. From here, only if it feels right, you're going to try and lift one foot off the floor or both feet off the floor. So I'm going to show this move from the side so that you can figure it out. So keeping the weight of the body centered, you can lift both toes up off the floor for the arm balance, or you can do only one foot off the floor, but stay in that space where you don't let the crown come pressing all the way forward. I guess we're done, yeah? All right, if it doesn't work for you, just come comfortably to sit on the floor. Butterfly is a good place to be. Good. If you're trying it still, go ahead and take the time to feel the length in the torso, weight on your arms before you lift the feet off the floor. Good. And then when you're done, go ahead and slowly and gently come all the way down to the floor. Good. We're going to stay seated, so don't go lying down yet. We're going to sit for a couple of more postures over here. First, because we did some work with the wrists, let's just bring the hands up, shake them out to relax the wrists completely. Side to side, front to back. Good, and then we're going to go from here into another twist. We'll try a simple twist version or modification of the Lord of the Fish pose. So extend one leg. We'll start with the left leg extended completely straight in front of you. Bend your right knee, bring the heel in close to the chest. Good, keep the extended leg active, press the heels away from you, and then get the shoulders to relax away from you as you lengthen the torso. Or away from the ears, I should say, as you lengthen the torso. Good, and now next inhale, go ahead and bring that bent knee over to the outside of the thigh. And then bring that knee, opposite arm on the knee. Yes, if you have any kind of cramping that your body is going through, release it completely and then come back into it. Go ahead and wrap the opposite elbow around that bent knee. And then bring that hand back behind you. Good, so if you have the right knee bent, your left arm is going to go around the knee. And your right arm is going to go behind you. If it's the other way around, good, then the opposite arm will do the trick. Beautiful. Lengthen the torso, and then as you slowly start in exhale, move from the base of the spine. Inhale and lengthen again. As you start the next exhale, twist from the middle spine. Inhale, lengthen again, and move all the way over. This time, release the chin toward the back shoulder, but keep both shoulders relaxed away from the ears. And then keep that big toe on that bent knee pressing into the floor. Breath guidance is what we are looking for. Smooth and effortless breath. Inhale, lengthen the torso. As you exhale, unwind. Bring that knee in for just nice, gentle hug. And then release that leg, stretching them out. Shake it out. Good, and we'll go to the other side, bending this time. The other leg, heel comes in close to the hip. The extended leg is active. Good, give the body a chance to soften the shoulders away from the ears. Good, and then when you feel ready, go ahead and wrap the opposite elbow around that knee. Oh yeah, I'm sorry, we need to move the leg over. Yes, thank you, Sandra, for that. Move the leg on the outside of the extended leg, near the thigh, then wrap the elbow around the knee. Beautiful, lengthen the torso. Relax the shoulders. Good, now bring that other hand back behind you and then use your breath. We'll use 3 breaths for the 3 different spaces of the spine. For the first exhale, move from the tailbone through the base of or the top of the lumbar spine, base of the thoracic spine. Lengthen again as you inhale. On the exhale, move through the thoracic spine. Inhale, lengthen again. And as you exhale, move the chin over to the back shoulder. Continue to relax the shoulders away from the ears. Press the big toe down to the floor on the bent knee. And the next inhale, lengthen the torso. And as you exhale, gently unwind, coming to the front, and then relax the legs. Reach both the legs straight out in front of you, and then gently rock them to release. Good. We're going to move the legs wide. So come to a comfortable release of the legs out to the side, as much or as little as you can go in here. Good. If you'd like to use a block, go ahead and keep a block close to you so we can use that for the forward folding, especially to release the head on it. But when you're ready, reach the hands out on the leg, either at the top of your thighs or shins. Keep the length in the torso. And when you start your exhale, bring the navel to hug the spine as you start to hinge forward. You may feel an intense stretch on the back of the legs, maybe on the inside of the knee. If that happens, keep a softness in the knees. Bend them slightly, but keep the movement forward coming from the hip joint. Good. Pause at that point where you feel a resistance. When you feel that resistance, just start to bring the awareness to those spaces that are really calling out for attention. And then bring your breath awareness, especially your exhale, to soften those spaces. It may take 2, maybe even 3 full breaths to gently come to that space where you find softening. If you'd like, you can bring any kind of support under your knees with the softness in the knees. If you have a blanket, you can bend the knee, roll a blanket and bring it under your knee if you'd like. If you have a block, you're welcome to bring a block under your knee if that is easier for your body. Good, and then when you're ready, inhale, lengthen the torso and come all the way back upright. Bring the hands underneath your knees as you gently bend the knees, and then bring slowly the bottom of your feet together to move into butterfly. Good, bring the hands either at your ankles, your shins, or if you feel you have to have them up high at your knees. Lengthen the torso and relax the knees down toward the floor. Again, you can use any support that you would like. If you have to use a block underneath the knee, bring that corner edge of the block underneath the knee so that it gives you just enough support under the knee to still allow that knee to gently soften down toward the floor. And as we pause here, finding that softening and that relaxation, we're going to use our breath. So if, bringing the awareness to the breath, we're going to go in and out in Ujjayi, and we're going to use the alternate nostril release of the breath. So bring your index and middle at the base of your thumb joint, and then let the ring and the little finger come together so that you're using the pranayama mudra for this move. Inhale in Ujjayi, which is a nice gentle constriction at the back of the nose and throat. Hold that breath in, block the right nostril, and exhale through the left. It's just normal exhale. Release the right nostril. Inhale in Ujjayi. Hold that breath in, and then bring your ring finger to the top of your left nostril, blocking it. Exhale through the right, normal exhale. And release the hand. Ujjayi breath in. Block the right nostril. Exhale through the left. Inhale in Ujjayi. Block the left nostril. Exhale through the right. We'll repeat that for 3 more breaths. Move with your breath at your pace. If you have to come out of the butterfly, feel free to come out of it. But we'll continue with the breath. Ujjayi, inhale. Exhale only through one nostril. Keeping softness in your stance. Spine is elongated. Hips have settled to the floor. Facial features are soft. When you finish those 3 breaths, gently lift the knees back up. Relax the legs as you stretch them out. And then slowly and gently, we are ready to go down to the floor. So come to rest on the floor, bending the knees so that the hips are still on the floor, heels are close to the hips. Good. Allow slowly the breath to become your focus. Relax with each successive exhale, the spine down to the floor. Good. And now slowly bend the right leg. Lift the foot off the floor. Bring the hands either behind the knees or on top of your shins as you relax the whole right side of the body with the knee coming in close to the chest. Make sure that the left knee does not want to buckle out. So really work that left foot by pressing both the inside and the outside edge of that foot into the floor. That is not much effort, but it's an active pressing of the foot. Release the right leg. And we'll go to the other side. Lift the left foot off the floor. Bring the hands either behind the knees or on top of your shins. Gently relax that whole left side into the floor. Shoulders relax. Forehead is unfurled. Right foot is active on the floor. And we'll start from this side now. So bring the hands behind the knees. Extend the right leg all the way down to the floor. Keep that leg active. Press the heel away from you And then when you're ready for the inhale, reach the heel up to the ceiling, extending that leg as much or as little as it feels right. And then as you exhale, bend the knee back in close to the chest. We'll repeat that process 2 more times. Inhale and reach, heel to the ceiling. Exhale, bend the knee back in close to the chest. The spine stays flat to the floor, sacrum settled to the mat. Inhale and reach. This time we're going to let the leg stay up to the ceiling. If it feels right, go ahead and hold on either with the same hand or the opposite hand, your toes. Let the other hand come away. So if you're holding the hand with the opposite arm, then your left arm will come in line with the shoulders. If you're holding the toes with your left arm, then your right arm is going to come away from in line with the shoulders. Good. Any kind of shaking is okay. Keep the sacrum flat to the floor. We'll stay here 1 more full breath. And then slowly and gently, once again, bend the leg at the knee, bring the knee close to the chest. Hands on top of your shins or behind the knees, relaxing that whole left side once again. Good, and then release that foot down to the floor, keep the knee bent, and then bring the right knee in close to the chest. Once you find that right side settled to the floor, go ahead and extend the left leg all the way down this time. Good, with the hands behind the knees now. Inhale when you're ready, stretching the heel up to the ceiling, extending that leg. And then as you exhale, bring that knee in close to the chest. Inhale and lift. Good, exhale, release, knee to the chest. 1 more time. This time as you press the heel up to the ceiling, we're going to keep the leg extended and reach the hands to the toes. Wherever it is that you can hold on. You can use whichever hand you like, opposite arm or the same arm. I'll stay here for 2, maybe 3 breaths. If you find that your chin wants to press up to the ceiling, gently release the chin down toward the collarbone, keeping the back of the neck long. And now when you're ready, gently bend that knee, bring the hands on top of your shins or behind the knees, and then bend the other leg as well, bringing both knees in close to the chest. Next, inhale, and go ahead and release the hands down. Keep the knees bent in close to the chest. As you inhale, lift the hands up overhead, all the way to the floor behind you. As you exhale, reach the heels to the ceiling, bring the hands back down beside you. And we'll repeat that a few more times. Inhale, bend the knees, reach the hands up overhead. As you exhale, hands come down, lift both heels up to the ceiling. 2 more times with your breath. Inhale, reach hands overhead. Exhale, hands come down, heels to the ceiling. 1 more time. This time, keep the knees in close to the chest. Inhale right here. And then as you exhale, release the hands back down beside you. Bring the feet down to the floor. Keep the knees bent. And reach the hands out in line with the shoulders. We'll start with the knees and or toes touching. Inhale at the center. We'll go into the twist. As you exhale, gently bring the knees over to one side and toward the floor. Inhale right here. And then as you exhale, navel hugs the spine, come back to the center. To the other side on the exhale. Inhale right here. And exhale, navel to the spine as you come back to the center. We'll repeat this 3 more times. Inhale at the center. As you exhale, you move. This time, allow the head to turn in the opposite direction. Inhale fully right here, and then on the exhale, come right back up with the navel hugging the spine, turning the head and bringing the knees to the center. Going to the other side on the exhale. Good. And this third time you go into it, go ahead and we'll pause that in this space for an extra breath. So as the knees come down, on the inhale, extend that leg, bringing the toes up toward your shoulders. If you would like, you can even hold on with that opposite arm onto your toes. Head still turns in the opposite direction. Then as you get ready, bend the knees, exhale, navel to the spine, come back to the center. We'll repeat that process on the other side, coming down to the floor, head to the opposite direction. And then on the next inhale, extend that leg all the way out. You can even hold on to the toes with those fingers on the opposite arm. And then bend the knee, exhale, come back to the center. Good, we'll repeat that 1 more time. Inhale at the center, exhale over. Good, inhale, extend the leg, hold on to the toes with the opposite fingers. Beautiful. And then we'll do that movement back to the center on the exhale. Good, and then inhale at the center again, and then exhale to the other side. Extend the leg on the next inhale, coming back to the center this time. As you come back to the center, take a moment to really bring both knees in close to the chest, softening the spine. And then release the legs all the way down. As you release the legs down to the floor, make sure that you are able to stay in this space comfortably with complete relaxation of the spine. We will stay here for the next 8, maybe 10 breaths. So take any support that your body needs, under your head, under your knees, under your spine if you need to. Just come to the space where you can just relax with the awareness only upon the breath. Allow for all spaces to soften. And as you find the body completely relaxed in this space, allow the mind to stay calm as well. If you find at any point that your mind wants to wander with a thought, at that moment of awareness, gently allow that thought to be released, keeping the awareness upon the breath. Noticing the soft expansion on the inhale, the gentle softening on the exhale. On the next inhale, allow the breath to slowly and gently deepen. And as the breath continues to deepen, allow the body to gently energize itself, wiggling fingers and toes. Turning the head if need be, side to side. If you'd like, you can even go into a full body extension, bringing both hands all the way up overhead as you inhale, pointing the toes, awakening the whole body. And then when you're done, as you exhale, release, hands beside you, bending the knees. Roll over to one side. As you get ready to come up, press your palm into the floor, slide the top leg to gently bring yourself, coming to a comfortable seated posture with a nice tall spine. On the next inhale, bring your palms together in prayer to the heart center. As you exhale, gently bow the head. Chin moves to the collarbone. Pausing to honor yourself, the practice you undertook. And slowly, when you're ready, you can open your eyes and lift your gaze. Namaste. Thank you.